Alright everyone, welcome back to another story.
What's up, Caleb? I'm hanging in there, man. We're hanging in there. This was a like crazy day just all of a sudden, just kind of like popped off, and I was like, holy crap, we got a lot of, kind of a lot of stuff happening all at once, But it's good. Like it's good to see some updates. It's good to see some stuff kind of, making its way into the game here. We definitely have a lot to talk about, to say the least. So, we'll kick this off. Kind of see what we can go here. We got both the B-Wing too, by the way, which, yeah, thanks. She came home. She said she wasn't feeling the greatest at school. We like half, it's so bad. You like half believe her. We're like, all right, maybe we believe you, maybe we don't. Anders, yeah, we're gonna talk. Listen, man, do not worry. We will talk all about my thoughts on everything here, so don't you worry. It's definitely something to be. I'm gonna say there's a couple areas where I'm gonna tell everybody I told you so. Definitely gonna be a few areas of I told you so. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of like, there's definitely a lot of thoughts I have. Because I think one of the big things with this is that it still isn't, I think, what any of us truly want. Like, Relic 10 is fine, but I think for a lot of us, it's the, kind of lumping it in with Relic Delta, where we start to get a little bit more on that end of, what are we doing here, right? Just some food for thought. Been there, done that. What's up, man? Not doing too shabby, my friend. Not doing too shabby. Ooh, days is not gonna feel good. Could really use a dispel right now. I don't know enough of these kits to know if there is one. Yeah, just do some Conquest while we kind of wait for everybody, because I want to make sure that, we'll get to that whole, we'll make sure once we get enough viewers, we can feel like we can get into the whole update, because it's I gotta say, I will never complain when we get updates, but I do say sometimes I wish that there was a, I do wish at times that they had maybe a bit more, what's the wording I want to use here? Maybe a little bit more breakdown, because, like they said, it was a super long post. Almost wonder if it would have made more sense to, like, release it kind of piecemeal, or do it kind of, one at a time or whatever. Just some, just a little bit of like, all right, because it's, like I said, we get a lot of these updates like all at once, and you never know what's the, trying to dissect it's nearly impossible. Okay. go. Slowly working our way through this just ridiculous conquest feats. Alright, those two are done. So now come down here. Days, buff immunity, Omega Fugitive. I don't think it matters. Okay. Choose the team I was using earlier. Kind of wish they announced this first, so the backlash. Yeah, that's the thing. Caleb, I completely agree, and I think that's been a big flaw with a lot of this, is that like the whole not telling us just seemed a very strange move on their part. You know, like it feels like, yeah, I mean, listen, like I said, there's some very positive things to take away from this. I just, like you said, they could have, like, it's like you could have led with this, and that's something we're going to talk about tonight, where now I will also say that I don't believe in coincidences, and you think about, like, Arnold the other day just announced that he's going to be creating a game, and then now all of a sudden we get more information talking about this system that nobody really wants. So, you know, it's one of those things. Caleb, when did I start streaming on YouTube? It's funny. I used to stream a lot more, and then once my daughter was born, I had to kind of back away a bit just because it was getting to be a bit much. Just, it can be challenging to stream with children. Doing good other than Relic Delta. Yeah, I think that's a feeling a lot of us will share. Corporations, yeah, I mean, listen, they gotta, I'm never gonna, I always will say, I never will fault them for needing to make money. Like, that's just, I get it, you know. If my company all of a sudden was like, hey, we're not interested in making money, then, like, I'm looking for the next gig, because, like, it's just, you know, that's God's honest truth right there. Now here's the, yeah, and this is just while we're doing Conquest, it's funny because, like, Relic Delta is kind of a big deal for Conquest. One of the big reasons why a lot of us don't want this is because, like, the impact this has on Conquest, like, I'm able to kind of farm feats here because I'm not just blasting through them. Yep, come on now. Let's just go after you, drop another days. There we go. There's days. Got days, and then buff immunity. I should be pretty close on. Yeah, I'm close enough I can use something else. Alright, what's the next feat? Omega, Batcher. Yeah, I truly will say, like, as much as the popular opinion is always, hey, we've got to rag on Capital Games because that's what's cool, I do think that they want this game to succeed for a long time, because it's an absolutely, like, to them, I mean, I joke, but, like, it's got, like, you have the Star Wars IP, like, this is easy money for years and years and years to come. Did not think that would pull Omega out of stealth, but here we are nonetheless. Okay. Let's go after Sabine now. We'll see, Noah. It would probably be at the very end of the stream if we get to roster reviews, because there's just, we got so much crap kind of all at once here. I gotta drop Sabine. Get her and Ezra out. That should be, there goes Ezra out. Awesome. There we go. I do like this team for the sake that when they're captured, it still counts as maximum win in, like, the sector. Gotta say, I'm a big fan of that. Let's go here, actually, because this can work. Let's go here. Yep. Yeah, I agree, Anders. I agree. I do think that I think one of the biggest problems with this whole Relic Delta situation has just been the way it's been announced and other stuff is not always the greatest. I don't know why I use this team, but whatever. Have they said anything about how Relic Delta... So I've been hearing mixed things. The last I heard was that they were not going to put it inside of Conquest out of fear for the way feats work. I do... Now, with that said, they did... Either they said that or they said that they're going to... They did say they're going to, I think, tweak the modifier, like tweak the relic levels. So it's going to the vibe I should say the vibe I've been getting from the information I have is that it seems the change related to Conquest will be more beneficial to the player base than not. Obviously that's just, you know, fat fill sort of speculation, but I think that is the general vibe I've been getting is any change will be more beneficial than not. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be here in time for the Stranger. So I think we still have some time to work on everything before then. Yep, go there, and go there. All right, there's buff immunity. What do I need here? Jedi, Sith, unaligned Force users. All right, go here. Now I just need people to survive, so let's go with... you know what? I need other... What other wins do I need? Vanguard, Fugitive, Clone Troopers. Accuracy down. Yikes. Who inflicts accuracy down? Problem is, some of my teams just kill people way too quickly. Alright. Basic, there's accuracy down. Alright. Just attack this dude, it'll be fine. Yep. Okay. Now, let's get the cleanse going. All right, we're cooking with this one now. Relic Delta. See, the thing is, though, so Caleb, it's funny you say that. I do not think they can. I think there's a reason they're not releasing it for ships, and I feel a big reason is I think they probably, being brutally honest, I don't know if they know how. That could be a bit of a hot take, but I think trying to release it for ships is going to prove to be a much bigger problem for them than just leaving it with characters. Because it seems like they're already having a tough of a time as it is to release this Relic Delta. You know, it's not it doesn't seem like it's a simple thing. Okay, thank God. I can get to this chick. Yep, there we go. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Man, that's such a great ability. Let's see how many accuracy down I got there. All right, we got 8. That's fine. We'll be able to get that fairly quickly. All right, Jedi, Sith, unaligned Force users. Easy enough. Frozen Italiano, imagine if CG spent money on quality game development instead of marketing gurus to try and spin terrible decisions. Dude, I can definitely understand that, right? I can definitely get that. Because I do think that's a thing. Yes, yeah, Caleb, same thing. I'm glad. I will say it does seem like they at least have some recognition that they needed. And again, that's one of the areas I would say I told you guys so. I told you that a new signal data would make sense. And I feel very, smart that I called that early, because I 100% was like, it's the same thing. It's why I said I think we need a new Kyrotech, a replacement for Kyrotech. It's because it's too hard for the vast majority of the player base to catch up on Kyrotech or signal data, jeez. It's too hard to catch up on all that stuff. Come on. Oh, that's lame. All right, auto that. Let's go. There's Jedi Sith unaligned Force user. We'll come back and do Lord Vader clones later. All right. Actually, wait. I only used Lord Vader in one fight, didn't I? Yeah. It's just... I did that. Oh, this team is so much fun. This team is just so much fun. I cannot tell you guys how much I love that team. It's just such a great team to be able to use. Like, Frozen Italiano from Twitch is saying, if they hired a game developer as high quality in their field as whatever overpaid spin doctor who's probably the friend of an executive, they just paid $500,000 to try and explain away this, we'd have a bug-free game that wouldn't need Relic Delta. Their blog post was like having your toilet overflow after taking a dump and just putting out a new air freshener. That might be a bit harsh. I think that's maybe a bit harsh. Because I will say overall, I do really appreciate the I do appreciate this update in a much greater way than I think, especially from what's been handed to us in the past at times. I do very much think this is a step in the right direction. So I don't want to be, I can't say I'm like, I don't want to be overly harsh on that topic, because I do think there's a lot of positives that are coming from this. Which is a, which I'm gonna give some credit for that. Okay. You know how bad it is? I'm so used to this datacron that when Ninth Sister went to take her turn, I literally was like freaking out for a second where I'm like, oh my gosh, there goes old Ben. What's up, Boris? How we doing, man? Good to see you. Yeah, I did get some feedback that my bitrate, I don't know, it's every once in a while, my bitrate just seems to be bad when I do, I don't know if it's both or when my internet just seems to go in and out sometimes. Let me check my internet thing here. Let me see the app, figure out what's going on. Yeah, it seems like I don't know, sometimes my internet's just really weird. Let's just grab that, because then I can go in the middle. All right. Let's try this, and then let's go here. Oops. See, this is funny. This is where Relic Delta could help me, is I could bring my Relic 9 team. I actually don't know if this will win. I don't know if this will win or not. No, that was dumb. Okay. Let's hit that. Oof. Oh my gosh. Tarkin, what the heck? That's insane. I didn't even, like, ramp that at all, and he hit like that. Alright, now we just gotta wait out Yoda. Kind of crazy we don't know what Hondo, I think it's related to Relic 10. Yeah, Anders, I 100% think that Smuggler's Run 3 is related to Relic 10. Ever since they kind of have been kind of like, not telling us what's going on, I've definitely been on that side of, I think that's where we're heading. Is they're kind of waiting to release it until we get more input from that. Because I don't see why you would have delayed it this long unless you're waiting for something. Understand why it's so. Here, let me see something. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I wonder if that's it. Hey guys, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna try to... Give me 1 sec here. I'm gonna try to... Are you guys getting... Let me see if chat... Can you guys tell me... Is the stream quality good or is it kind of weird? Because if it's weird, I'm gonna try to see if I can figure this thing out. So is everybody getting buffering or are we kind of okay? What's the vibe there? Let me try to figure out what's going on. If that's the case, because I don't want to, you know, I want to make sure that I'm getting some good video out. So you guys let me know kind of how, is it really lagging or is it just like my stuff being stupid and telling me it is when it isn't? Anyone around to let me know that, how we're doing with the no buffering for Boris. I was getting buffer earlier, but don't think you are now. All right, I do want to try something. I might end this really quickly and then hop back on. Looking good. All right, you guys, if someone let me know if we keep getting buffering, because I keep getting all these like warnings and stuff, and I'm like, all right, maybe I can try to fix this if I need to. I don't know. I think I can. I say I think because I don't know how to fix all this crap. So you guys keep me posted. If it gets to be like really, really annoying, let me know and we'll kind of we'll figure out a fix there. Let's go here. Crap. The one person I didn't want to get ability blocked. Stop ability blocking. The one I need her to not get ability blocked. Come on. It was laggy earlier, seems better now. All right, keep me just keep me updated, guys, and I think I can try to fix something on my end. Boom. Press auto. Because I might try something just to see. Maybe before I get into it, once I finish this battle here. All right, guys, I'm going to try something really quick. If everyone can bear with